Welcome back to Gaming Assembled. Today is part 8 of our 867 Orvieto roleplay series. Thank you for joining us. Before we start, we'd love to hear from you. So like, comment and subscribe to the channel and interact with us on social media. And thank you to Personal and Imperial Inquisitor for subscribing already. Let's get started. Okay, so welcome back to Italy. Welcome back to the Orvieto campaign. In today's episode, we are picking up where we left off last time. Count Theophylact had died, and so we are now playing as Count Christian, his son, who has succeeded him, our first succession in this campaign. So, off camera, I have made a couple of adjustments, nothing too major, more to just the appearance of our new character, our new Count. When at the end of the last episode, he was dressed in basically a brown bag and his beard was all over and all this sort of stuff. So he's now become Count, so obviously he needed a bit of a makeover. He needed to look the part. Obviously, we've gone for a slightly different appearance. His beard's a bit different because, I mean, although he's grown up in his dad's court and his dad had a beard and things, obviously you don't want the same beard as your dad. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, what does Dad know about looking cool? I mean, look at this. Look, he's got like a cape on or something. So, you know, Dad doesn't know how to look cool, but obviously we do. So, you know, that's essentially where we stand. So, in the comments last time, we talked about where we go from here, who our natural allies will be, who our natural enemies will be. Obviously, in terms of our natural allies, we will have our brothers, okay? Obviously, the house, you know, our dynasty, has now got lands across multiple counties. So, you know, across the islands. So, obviously, they will be our, you know, some of our allies to start with, or if we can at least. So he won't accept alliance from us. Why is that? Because he's a claimant. So that's a very gamey mechanic. I don't like that. So we'll have to see if we can try and alter that or something, because it would seem that they're not going to ally with us simply because he has a claim on our titles as well. I mean, they like us a lot, you know, so 46, 56, and 46. You know, they've grown up as close brothers. I think they would help each other, really. But yeah, that's very gamey, very typically gamey. The other one, of course, we could look at for support, I think, would be our wife's father, who is our neighbour, who, to be honest, does look better. I mean, he's wounded and things, so he's, But let's see if we can get an alliance with him at the very least. I don't know if we can, but it would be at the top there, wouldn't it? So maybe, oh well, we already got the alliance, that's it. That's why we can't get an alliance, because we've already got it. So we've got the alliance there, and that's fine. Our brothers, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to come round to them. Can I sway them maybe? Get them to go for an alliance? We shall see. Maybe we'll try and befriend them at some point or something like that. Let's sort out our council. So, our Chancellor. Well, I mean, obviously in the absence of family and things to call upon, obviously we've got people like our knights and things. So, he seems like the best option we've got for a Chancellor. Stewardship-wise, slim pickings, to be fair, so we might need to try and improve on that. We'll go with him. We've already got our best guy as our Marshal, and I think the same for Spymaster, although our mother might be better at that. Our mother might also be better at Marshal, but she might be better at most things, to be fair, looking at things, but sadly she can't. So I suppose the question is, would we maintain her? I mean, we don't like her, and she doesn't like us, so perhaps we would swap her out for someone who presumably we do like, and we do trust, and is also better. So I think that makes perfect sense, moving into a new reign we would get rid of the spy master who hates us and is probably going to work against us, and put in place someone who we actually trust. So there we go. So she's there and she will help us. Do we arrange another marriage for our mother? Well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose we could try and bring in another knight or something, someone who, could help in that regard. But, I mean, he's a Breton as well. Maybe that would be a good match. So he can be our stepdad, I suppose. So yeah, maybe we could do that. I mean, is there someone else who would fit the bill, perhaps? I mean, maybe a better steward, perhaps. Maybe that would be the way. Let's see. Well, he seems like a decent fella. He'd certainly be a good steward. Yeah, that would work. I mean, he's from a bit further north in Italy, but he's relatively local. And he's intelligent, so seems like a good guy to have around. So we'll do it as a matrilineal marriage. That way he'll come here, and we'll go from there. So let's just let that tick through. There we go. And now we've got, or we should have, a new steward. Except I can't seem to find him. Maybe it takes a moment. There we go. Let's try again. There he is. So, better steward. Good. We don't want Mum to be all on her own anyway, do we? That's not what we're about. We're a nice guy. We're compassionate. So, okay. So let's see about sorting out our lifestyle. So, we are a fairly diplomatic character. We're also, I suppose, fairly up on stewardship as well. I mean, we talked about befriending our brothers and things, getting them into our lives, so I think that'd be a good idea. Family focus, I think establishing connections with our family, increasing our heir pool might be a good idea as well. We have a son, but as we found out in the earlier generation, with our brother, our half-brother at least, things can happen. So I think increasing the number of heirs that we've got would be a good idea. So we'll do a family focus, and I think we'll perhaps try and get befriend, and we'll start working on our brothers, try and get some alliances with them. That would be a really good idea. Oh yeah, there we go, another brother there. Will he? No, see, they all want to ally with us because of the whole title claimant thing. Which is, as I say, I don't like that. That is a proper gamey thing. So, okay. Now, yes, our sister Anna. From what I'm told, the reason I couldn't do it, I couldn't find her husband before, was because of the things I've got filtered. That's my bad. So, let's have a look and see what we can do in terms of her. Now, ideally, I would like somebody local. I mean, we'll try Italians first. So, County of Fermo, which is there. So, this would be marrying to the younger son of the current count. So, that would give us an alliance, 500 men. We could marry into the Bonifazi family, but I don't think so, because we've not had the best of relations with them, sort of with our father. Let's have a little look, see if there's anyone else. Ooh, County of Urbino. So let's have a little look who you are. So you are the son of the current count having again about 500 men. He's under him. And, I mean, there's nothing particularly, bad about that guy. He doesn't seem particularly terrible. I mean, this guy, he's the heir as well, so that would be good. So, I think perhaps we'll look at doing that. We'll marry her to him, matrilineally if we can. That's a suck. Rubbish. Because, obviously, that would give us an alliance. Do we want to try and, No, I think we get the alliance. That's good enough. I mean, I don't think. I mean, we can have a quick look, see if there's anyone matrilineally who we could, that is potentially going to inherit anything. I mean, he's there, obviously Fermo, as we've just looked at, and things, and he's the younger son. So, I mean, the older one, don't think there's any reason why he wouldn't. He's already got one child, and they're only young, so no reason why he wouldn't inherit and wouldn't, continue on with that line. So, Orbitello, we've already got an alliance there. So, no, I think the alliance with the other one would be better. So we'll go with that. Go with that alliance, and that'll be good. Gives us somebody to call upon for help who is not very far away, is only there just to help us out in future if we need to. So that'll be good. Right, so priorities. So in terms of the important people for us, let's have a look. So we'll keep the Pope since he's next door. Who's this one? He is now nobody, so he can get unpinned. He is he's the guy who our father was keeping an eye on because I think he'd beheaded the Queen or something. I don't think we really be that fussed of him. We're less religious focused. I don't think we really care all that much about him personally. We probably don't even remember the Queen. We were only, we might not have even been born at that point. So, it's a bit irrelevant, really. Obviously, our current Queen, keep her pinned on the board. Our current Duke. So then I think in terms of additions, we'll have our brothers. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there, they can be pinned on. In terms of the people who are important to us, I think this guy, because we're going to be coming up against him probably at some point. And I think that should do it for now. I mean, there are wider people, of course, but I don't think we need to worry too much. I suppose we could pin our ally on since we've just got him and this ally too. So we'll do that. We'll pin those guys there as well, and we can see what they're up to. So, in terms of our priorities moving forward, I mean, the way I see it for this character is he's not as religiously focused as his father. His father was very zealous. He was about trying to restore the realm to a Christian realm, to try and bring things back to how they should be, to benevolent rulers ruling over people who are well looked after and well served. Now, I don't think we're against the concept of that. I mean, we are just after all, so we're just and compassionate. So we are about, I think, trying to protect the realm and make sure the realm is well served and a peaceful and just place. I don't think we've got quite the religious angle to it. We're not quite as bothered about some sort of holy crusade and the church values. I suppose we've grown up with that and things, and we've grown up hearing our father talk about these the people like the Duke and the Bonifazi family who are bringing the kingdom to ruin and things like that, and the machinations of the Queen. Well, not necessarily this Queen, but the king that was before her and people like that. The Carlings have proven themselves unfit rulers and, been involved in murders and dodgy plots and things like this. And so we'll have heard all about this growing up, especially as we've been older. We've probably been involved in the dealings of court and things like that. But as I said, we've not quite got the religious focus, but I think certainly trying to restore order to the realm, make sure it's a just place. I think that is certainly something we would want to do. So the question is, how do we proceed? So our Duke controls these 3 territories here. Ultimately, what we need to do is we need to try and elevate ourselves up to ducal level. I think we need to do a little bit of development as well. So we need to try and improve our lands. So for that, obviously, we're going to need money. So we'll look at that. I mean, in the long run, you know, at the minute we've got these as an ally. I mean, our wife presumably will have a claim on this area at some point. So, so there we go, our wife. So, you know, when her father dies, presumably she will get a claim, which will obviously then get passed on to our son as well, to our son and heir. So whether in the long run that county gets absorbed into what we do, I don't know, we shall see. I mean, it might be, if he only has daughters, that we inherit it anyway, in the sense of, if it's a, I don't know, so brother-in-law, okay, so there's a couple in the way, but the idea is that, so I don't think we're going to, yeah, because he's got more sons, but obviously he's only got daughters, so, I mean, it could be that we try in the long run of trying to get involved and trying to bring it into the family through more direct means, but I mean, he's been excommunicated. Look, so there's a few possibilities there. So let's get going. So in terms of how we proceed, he's a duke. So I mean, the idea of fabricating a claim, would we do that? I mean, we are just, so I don't know, maybe we wouldn't, but because it seems rather underhand. But perhaps if it's for the right cause, if it's trying to establish something, I don't know, maybe then. I mean, we previously have been going after this guy. Our father deemed him an unfit ruler, and I mean, you can sort of see why. He's certainly not of Christian values in that sense. He's also someone that we've not had the best of dealings with in the past. So, I mean, he is someone who we could potentially look at targeting to try and bolster our lands. So maybe we'll do that. I mean, because the way I see it is that we're fairly practical. You know, we're about trying to save the people and trying to make sure everything's a just world. We don't necessarily have to do that through honest means as long as the goal is right. And so maybe that's what we'll do. We'll start with that. We'll start getting a claim on there and see what we can do from there. I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on what happens with our brothers as well, in terms of, you know, inheriting lands and stuff. I mean, presently, I mean, they've got an heir, but it's a daughter, but still young. He's betrothed to her, but she's in prison, and she's also only 12. So at present, I'm his heir, and I presume the same will be true of these because they're too young to be married yet. So, but yes, so we'll see how we can go. So let's get a claim going on there, and we will try and make some progress. So he will accept the proposal. That's good. Let's speed this up a little bit, shall we? And so I think what we need to do is we need to try and develop our lands as well. Try and make things try and show why we should be the ruler of these lands, really. We have got this in hand. We know what we're doing. That, I think, would be a good step. A miraculous mother. I've heard that in a kingdom some distance from here there is a woman who is reported to have given birth to 100 children in total. Not all at once, of course, but rather over the course of her life. How could someone go through all that? If such a woman exists, she must be a remarkable mother or an incredible liar. Amazing things like this happen all the time in the world, or I'm sure she just adopted a lot of orphans and lied about it. Well, I mean, that seems fairly, it seems a tall tale, as it says. So, I mean, would we fall for that? We are a genius. I So, difficult to know, really. I mean, let's just see what that... Skeptical about that. Yeah, I think we would be. I mean, we're a clever man. You know, we're not someone who would be taken in by such rubbish, because I think that seems fairly stupid. But, you know, there we go. A discovery at the end of my Spymaster Cat, I'll still call her Cat, Cat's latest report. She pauses for a moment. There is something you should know about your suffragan bishop. Durant and Trude are engaged in an illicit affair. Okay, so he's having an affair with her. Well, fair enough. We'll just learn of that for now. I mean, I don't think I'm really that bothered, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's not really the most riveting of news. So let's see what else happens. Espionage deviancy. While performing a duty as a spymaster, our mother has uncovered a secret held by my brother, Count Nicholas. The ways in which he seeks pleasure is revolting for any decent man to even think of, and yet he is not merely willing but eager. It feels so unnatural and sickening. No, it's unnatural and sickening, an offence against God. So this is our brother who is over there. So he's got a deviant trait. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, he's our brother. Do we expose that? Do we get a hook on him? I mean, he's a nice guy. He's our brother. He's just obviously got rather peculiar and not very good habits. So let me know what you think about that one. Do we do anything with that? Send proposal. Greetings, my implacable vassal. It would please me greatly if you could personally see little Rothildis. See to their education until she comes of age. Okay, so who is she? So she's his daughter? She's only daughter? No, she's not. So she's his youngest daughter, I think. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, sure, why not? We can keep hold of her. I mean, we'll see how her education comes along. Let's see. So our wife is pregnant, and so do not really find anything either. Right, so our efforts to find secrets have come to an end there. Fine, okay. So I think that was at his court. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't we send her off to dig up secrets somewhere else? 30%, 45% chance. I suppose we could send them to the Queen's Court, see what we could dig up there, and see what that gives us. So what we really need is a big cash injection somewhere. We need something big to happen that will allow us to get a little bit of money to start to do things. Specialists come with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone's plotting to kill my courtier Agatha. Okay. The Good Count. While hosting lords and ladies from realms near and far, some opportunities to portray my brother Count Roberto in a good light. My lord, pray tell, who is the most elegant person you have heard of? I suppose I don't think we'd have particularly qualms against saying it was him. And we are trying to sway him after all, so we'll do that. I think the art of flattery and whatever. So he likes us up to 100 now. But we still can't get an alliance. So that is rather disappointing, as I say. Very, very gamey. So, I mean, we'll look at trying to do a friendship thing, perhaps. Or, I mean, the other option, of course, is that we claim their lands. You know, we use his secret, for example, as a justification for doing so. He's unfit to rule because of his situation. maybe that's something that we do. So we have another son. Oh no, we have a son. First son. No, second son. So Giorgio, I mean, we could name him after our father. So after my father, yeah, I think that'd be a good one. So we'll do that. And we are trying to tick down with this. Hopefully we'll have enough gold to actually get the claim when it gets there. Whilst performing your duties as spymaster, our mother has uncovered secrets held by this duke, so the one that we're targeting. He has secretly taken Lutgard von, her, as a noble woman from that place as a lover. Well, I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? I mean, this is what he's about as a guy, and so he's not the best of people. So we'll get befriend. We'll start befriending. Might as well start with that one since we've already got a good relationship with him, and that would be a good way forward. Yes, we can designate a guardian for him. Oh, I can ask the Pope for money. So social first time happened. Right, so this is where we've got a courtier, in this case our steward, sort of having a go at us. I think the best way we could go, I don't think we'd flip out on him. We're not that sort of guy. I think we'll blame things on him and see what happens there. Considered our plight, and he's going to give us some money. And social manipulation, master suppression. So this is just a follow-up of that. So we've turned the tables on him. Every time he raised his subject of concern, we basically shifted the blame onto him. So we've got a weak hook on him, and he likes us a little bit more. So that's good. So, a story about the fire rose, drinks have been had, and Maria, that's our wife, is calling out to me for a story. My first thought is of a famous Italian folk tale, a classic that never fails to delight. On the other hand, what if I told a story about my own life? I think probably keep it traditional. I mean, I think that's the sort of fellow we are in a way. She's taken up drinking. That's nice. Always good when your wife takes up drinking. Shows you're doing a good job. So now we've got the money for our first war. Gibbering fool. No, it's simply not how you say it. So this is a diplomacy sort of challenge. We're arguing with our best friend, who is our courtier, who is not looking in the best of health. So my friend Lydia and I are having a raging debate, which shows no signs of abating, having passed a nearby gibbet. She had remarked on it, and so we're talking about how you pronounce gibbet. It says, as I say, and that's an end to it. We'll agree to disagree. I think that's the most just way of dealing with it. I think we'll go that way. So we are nearly here with this strange noise. Arrived in my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year past, another year older. 26 years ago today. So this is our birthday. Happy birthday to us. What would we take? Medium-sized present. We've become an owner of a terracotta toy fowl. Very nice. And we've got our claim. So let's do that. And we're going to end this episode with this first war of expansion. Oh, okay. Right. So I've not realised that. He is not independent, is he? So he is under him. Now, he is currently in a war, defending, and he's winning, but I'd not realised that he wasn't. But so he's fairly committed at this point. So this might actually be a good time to do it. So let's go in there. Let's get this done. Let's see if we can get this really, really quick. I'm going to try and sneak in and and grab the prize. Call in other members of our family. Call in our allies, just in case he does turn up with a large amount. At least we might stand a chance of defending ourselves. We're just going to head straight over and try and get the war score, capture the territory as quickly as we possibly can. See if we can just properly sneak in and grab it. So through downcast lashes, as my eyes meet Princess Bertha's for what feels like the 20th time tonight, I know that I'm not imagining things. Even from the other end of the table, her gaze feels as intense as in the midday sun. She wants me, and I feel my body responding, awakening to put Duke Adalberto, her husband, and my liege is also here tonight. Ooh. So, we're just person. Do we say no to that because we're a just person? Or do we go for it? I mean, I think we don't, because although we're against our Duke, we're trying to set a good example. We are trying to be the change we want to see in the world, and so I think we don't. Right, so we made a friend with our brother, one of our brothers at least. So I don't know whether he'll give us an alliance now. Still won't give us an alliance, so that's a pointless exercise, but we've got a friend at least. So let's see if we can get this done. Fire. Last night, the fire burned through parts of my residence. Thankfully, because of a few servants and guards on duty were on alert, no one was hurt, and we were able to prevent the fire from going out of control. That said, the fire still destroyed a decent portion of the building and property. It will take some time to rebuild. Oh no. Let's put that on my person. So we have a new son. I think we could call him after us. That's fairly standard practice, I suppose. Cool breeze. I'm standing outside when I feel gentle breeze against my face. So refreshing and relaxing. Moments like this make life worth living. Brilliant. So we're nearly there. We've nearly captured this territory, and hopefully we will be able to get... oh, it's my wife that's plotting against Courtier Agatha. That's interesting. So, each friend adds less stress gain. That might be a good one. So I think we're into family, so I think we might quickly head down this one. This is not going to be so good then. I was hoping that by grabbing that territory, which is his only one, it might give us what we needed. This is going to be a more protracted war than I was hoping it would be. So, what I think we might do is we might leave it there for today and carry on with this war next time, rather than trying to rush through it before the end of an episode. So, do give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think of the direction that we're going in, what I've said, what we're going to do. Let me know if you think there's a different way we could approach things, or where we could try and expand to, or etc, etc. Please do let me know about our brother and our what we do with his secret, and what we do with our other brothers in general, whether we try and bring their lands under us or whatever. Let me know. Hope you've enjoyed the episode though. Please do like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and as ever, I will see you in the next one. Take care.